Hey guys, Acer recently sent us to their global press conference in New York where they announced a lot of cool new products. And in this video, we're going to talk about those very products. But as you probably guessed from the title, there was one thing that stuck out to us the most: the world's best gaming monitor. Now, Acer showed off a lot of new technology that will be available as early as this summer. However, the coolest thing we saw was definitely the Acer Predator X27 gaming monitor. Now, it's classified as a gaming monitor, but we think it might be one of the best monitors, period. Why? Well, let's start with some specs. It features a 27-inch quantum dot display, 4K resolution, 144Hz refresh rate, 4 millisecond response time, and NVIDIA's new G-Sync HDR technology. Let that sink in for a second. In the past, there have been amazing monitors for gaming, monitors for work, or monitors for movies. And sure, there are monitors like the Predator X34 that bridge the gap a little bit. But the X27 really combines the best of all worlds into one package. The quantum dot display is capable of very high brightness and high color saturation. When calibrated properly, this gives you very bright, vibrant colors, clean whites, and true black levels. And because each pixel is individually lit, problems like light bleed are virtually non-existent. Next, you have a 4K resolution panel with a refresh rate of 144Hz. If you search for gaming monitors, there are countless threads about whether you should buy a 4K gaming monitor or a 144Hz gaming monitor. Well, here you go. Now you can have both. And finally, NVIDIA's new G-Sync HDR implementation combines variable frame rate technology with their HDR technology, which is capable of rendering and displaying a color gamut close to DCI-P3, a gamut frequently used for movie theaters. In simple terms, it's about 25% more color than the standard sRGB color gamut. Now, on top of all that, there's also integrated Tobii eye tracking and a removable hood for further reducing glare. At this point, you're probably thinking, when is it available and how much will it cost? Well, unfortunately, they wouldn't give us a clear answer, but I'm pretty sure it won't be cheap. Don't forget the two GTX 1080 Ti's you'll need to actually feed the monitor enough frames to max out its specs. Now, along with the Predator X27 monitor, Acer also unveiled its new Predator Triton 700 gaming notebook. It's just 18.9mm thin, uses their new Aeroblade 3D metal fans, and has all the usual gaming laptop features like an Intel i7, NVMe SSDs, and GTX 10 series graphics cards. But strangely, the coolest thing is the trackpad. Notice how the keyboard sits all the way at the bottom? Well, that's because the trackpad is actually the giant piece of Gorilla Glass at the top. It's semi-transparent as well, giving you a nice view of their metal fan and heat pipes. It seems like an odd choice at first, but it makes sense for gamers. You're probably going to use a separate mouse when gaming anyways, and with the keyboard all the way at the bottom, you won't leave sweaty palm prints everywhere anymore. Now, you may have already heard about the Acer head-mounted display. In case you haven't, it's a mixed reality headset that combines a virtual reality headset with two cameras on the front to give you an augmented reality view. But kind of a cool tidbit we learned at the press conference was that virtual reality actually isn't a recent trend. In fact, NASA has been developing them for research purposes as early as the 1980s. Acer's own head-mounted display had a very similar feel to the Microsoft HoloLens, although it still feels more virtual reality than it does reality since you see the world through a live view. They also showed off their Star VR headset that Acer and Starbreeze are working on together. It features a very wide 210-degree field of view for a very natural feeling. To put things into perspective, the HTC Vive only has a field of view of 110 degrees. And if you're not a gamer, there were some neat gadgets for normal people as well. Acer finally joined the smartwatch craze with their Leap Wear. It has a Gorilla Glass SR Plus surface, interchangeable straps, activity monitoring, and a battery life of 3 to 5 days. There's even a UV light meter to detect if you've been out in the sun too long. But let's face it, if you're subscribed to this channel, you probably wouldn't run into that problem anyways. And last but not least is their new Holo 360 camera. Sure, there are a lot of 360-degree cameras out there, but the neat thing about this one is that it's an all-in-one device capable of shooting, editing, and sharing all by itself. It runs on an Android interface and comes with a SIM card slot so you can upload using 4G LTE. It can even make phone calls. Oddly enough, it's not classified as a smartphone. And that about wraps up our highlights from the Acer Global Press Conference. Leave us a comment below on which of these products you'd like us to review first. I'm pretty sure I already know the answer, but but just do it anyways. Thanks for watching, and click the square in the top left for previous videos. Check us out on Twitter, our handle's in the bottom left. But as always, like the video if you liked it, comment below for fans with benefits, and subscribe for more videos like this from NCIX.